afternoon everybody, welcome to the flower patch. My name's Iris Smith, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome guys. Right, thank you first of all for all your wonderful messages. Keep them coming. I love to read them and reply to your wonderful messages. It really does mean so much to me. Right, yesterday I said I was going to do a video using my scraps. I've had a lovely message off of a dear gentleman, Bruce, saying that he can't wait to see how I do one. So basically I'm going to use a 12-inch grapevine wreath. I've already placed the hook on. There's just a little few bits where the twigs are sticking out that I need to just trim down. But we're going to use that. Now, before I start, I've got my scrap buckets out. I haven't made a bow because I don't know whether I'm going to do a full wreath or a crescent wreath and what colours I may have. So I may not even place a bow in. So I have my bucket out, which is here, full of scraps, and I'm going to, as you can see, all different colours, and we're going to go through and see what we've got. Now I'm going to place the camera slightly down so you can see, and I'm going to sort them out into different, elements and different florals and foliage, and place whatever I've got together, and we're going to see, and we're going to use, if I decide of a colour, or when I decide of a colour, which floral and foliage that we will use for the wreath. And if I have enough, then I will maybe do a full wreath. So let me just bring the camera down, guys, and we're going to go through my scraps bucket. So one moment. So let's just slightly bring it down. I'm going to leave it there for now, just so you can see me going through the scraps bucket. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to, I think, empty them all on the table. I think so I can have a better look of what's in the bucket. So let's just grab some. I've got, because there's probably looks like there's a few more in there. I've got a band around some elements, some I haven't. So we're going to go through what we have. So I'm just going to bring them all on the table. Oops, I've just dropped one on the floor. And let's see, guys, what we have. So let me just move the scraps bucket out of the way. I will place it there in case the things I don't want to use I can just place back in the bucket. Let me just grab these that I've dropped. So, oh my goodness. Right. First of all, I can see this huckleberry. I don't know how many I've got. There may be some more hidden in, underneath. But I'm going to place the huckleberry together there. These have already got a band on, the ranunculus in white, so they can go to the side as well. I've got some little mini yellow roses. It looks like I've been chopping away at these, and also this main stem here. So there's only 4 stems on that. So I'll place those aside. Now, I've got these. So again, I'm not sure how many. I'm just going to place, them all aside in their little group. What are these? So we've got these as well. So again, I'll just place them, and I'll show you how I've placed them. Yes, that belongs to that. Some have been taken apart. Oh, I can see another one here. So we've got some of these. I think there's only about 4 or 5 stems so far. Oh, there's another one of these little wildflowers in the bluey grey. Now these. Right, there's a mixture of colours here. There's somewhat in like a peach colour. There's white, and then there is like I'd say like a terracotta colour. Something along those lines. So I'm going to split them up so I can see how many I have. Let's get all the terracotta ones together. There's only looks like 2 of the peach ones. So, and that's a white. So we'll place those here as well in different colours. I've got some Parpavoli, what I placed on single picks, what are already with the band on. So we'll put those over there. Oh, there's another little blue wildflower. Now I have some irises here. I don't know how many, 1, 2, and they're been cut right down. So we'll have a look. But we've got some irises. I've just dropped a poppy. So we've got these deep plum coloured poppies. There's a bud. Oh, there's another bud. And there's those so far. I've got some of the maple, what's around a band. There's not many there, but we'll see what we can do with those. Oh, a green sunflower. I think there's only 1 of those, it looks of it. What's that in green? Oh, peony. Have I got any more peonies? Oh yes, there's 1. So that's 2 so far of the lime green peonies. So I'll put those near the sunflower. I've got here some limonium in the purple shade or tone. So they're on a band and being cut down. Now there's some birch leaves here that I sprayed myself. So we'll get those out as well. I'm not sure how many is here. Again, I don't know how many is in. We have in the bucket. Oh, blue. Now that one's been chopped away at. Is that the same? No, it's slightly different. Oh, here's another one. And they're really short on the stems. So we're just sorting out what we have. So we'll put the blue here. Oh, what's this? Oh, I've got some more of these. Oh, right. So I've got another peachy colour, some more white, and like a terracotta. I've got some Fittonia here. Like a coffee coloured roses. How many of these have I got? Oh, I found another one, look. Crikey, I didn't realise. So how many? Oh, here's one. Oh, there's another blue. So we'll place that with those. Have I got any more of the roses? I can't see any. Oh, yes, here's one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far. It looks like I've just got 1 allium. I've got some blue, little ranunculus, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Now, I these all look like all mixtures of things. Ranunculus, some gerbers, berries, foliage. So they're all together. So we'll keep those there. Now, I've got a trailing. Oh, here's another one. Look, I've got another one in white. So I'll place that there. Let's just see where this comes from. There's a leaf that's popped off. Some trailing begonia leaves in the more like an autumnal colour. But I guess you could use it if you're doing oranges for summer. This has been chopped away out. They do come bigger than this. So this has been chopped out. So we'll place that over here. Some fern. Oh, here's another. Oh, and another one. Any more? No, not that I can see. Now what's... Oh, here's one. We've got these with some miniature dahlias and some seed heads and bits of other foliage, which is quite pretty. So they're all together, which have been cut down as well. Oops, one's falling out. So I'll keep those together like that. What's that one? So that may go with, oh, that we'll place it with. Oh, here's another to huckleberry. Now I've got some 4. I must use a lot of ranunculus. So we've got some like in a vintage pink ranunculus. I've got a olive leaf, 2. So there's only 2 of those. And I've got, oh, there's another poppy. I've got some hops, 2 stems of hops here, 2 or 3. 3, I think. 1, 2, yeah, 3, that's good. Hops. And then I've also got the myrtle in orange. So let me just show you on my camera how I've laid them out. I've laid them all out in the same foliage and floral in sections, in little bunches, so I can see what I have. There's quite a lot there, guys. Hence the reason I say it's wonderful to get rid of your scraps, because otherwise they can build up. So what I'm looking at that I've got a lot of, so I seem to have a lot of like purples and plums, like here I've got the lemonium in purple. This is more like I'd say more like a plummy colour with pinks in. So we'll place those together. Obviously I've got the huckleberry, which is there. So I'm holding what I may use. Let's have a look. We've got some purple birch leaves. So we'll hold those. The irises. We've got, I'm just seeing if they go with the deep colour of the, just hold them in your hand, guys, like that, like a bouquet, and just keep looking at them to see if they go together. For the foliage, I'm going to use some fern just to brighten it up so the colours will bounce off of the lime green. And talking about the lime green, we have the 2 peonies. Let's have a look in the sunflower. No, they're telling me no. So we'll keep those aside. We have our, oh my gosh, maple. Oh my gosh, I nearly forgot. So we could use that with them as well. I wonder if we should use blues with them. Let's have a look. No, that's a bit too dark. So when I say no, I'm going to place them back in the bucket so I don't keep picking them up. So we'll place those in there. Do I use these roses just to lighten it? Maybe. So let's have a look at these. Now that looks okay. That's a maybe. And again, we've got whites. Obviously, we need a few whites just to lighten it up. We've got the whites from our wildflowers as well. We've got our Photonia that's got the white veins in. So we'll use those up. I'm going to use these hops because I'm in the green. So we'll get them used, I think. Let's have a look. That does look quite pretty along with these. Oh, and we've got our Parfavoli. There is a lot here. Let's have a look at these roses. Will they add a little bit of a pop? Maybe, maybe. Again, just a little different colour. There's only one, so I'm not going to use that. I don't want to use these. They're not, you know, sitting with them. And I don't think the vintage pinks, oh, maybe they will. So we'll hold on to those. I'm not going to use the blues. Let's have a look at the orange. No, the oranges just don't go with the colour scheme that I seem to be building. So we'll place those back. The blues. I don't know about those. We'll hold those aside. I don't think I know that's a brownie orange. So I'm not going to use that because we're not using orange in the myrtle. I'm definitely going to use these last two pieces of the olive stem. And then I have all of these which have white in as well. So again, just keep holding them in your hands like so. I'm not going to use the yellow, even though the yellow will probably brighten it up. I'm not going to use the yellow. They would look quite pretty, but there's only 3 of those. Let's have a look at the darker ones. No, because they're more of an orange colour. So we'll put those back. I'm just a bit torn with these roses. I'll keep them out. I'm going to keep them out. Again, there's only 3 of those, so I could just pop those in because they are like a peach colour. They are quite light. So we could pop those in. They may go nicely with the ranunculus. So we'll hold on to those. And again, there's these blue wildflowers. Because they're a bit like... No, I'm not going to use those. We'll keep those out. I'm just... Because I've just now added in those, they go lovely. So I'll keep those aside, the roses. So, out of all of the bucket, I have chose this. Now, I may not use everything, but we're going to see what we can create, again, with all these scraps. Now, again, hold them in your hand, again, like a bouquet, placing them together just to see, and then look at them like that to see if they all look pretty together. And if you think, yes, they look really nice together, I'm going to use this combination and I'm going to see what we can create. Then there's your colours for what you want to do. I don't think I'm going to do a bow because there is a lot here. So we'll go ahead. And now I've got them what I need. I'm going to now place them in their little bunches and place them aside how they are. So I'll just pop those there. the floral. I tend to place the floral at the end of my workbench because I like to incorporate the foliage, or majority of the foliage first. We've got these white ones and those. So we'll grab those and put all of those together. We've got the roses, or the rose buds. Again, we'll see with those. We've got our maple. There's a lot of foliage. Our fern. We've got our irises. Now we've got purple and like a deep burgundy or a burgundy of our foliage here. So we'll see with those. Our ranunculus again in white. We've got our poppies. Aren't they a pretty colour? So we'll place those there. Our Photonia. And I forgot what these are called, guys, but they're very furry. I don't know if you can see. They are quite furry. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's 5 of those. That's good. So we'll use these as well. So we'll place those there. And I'll bring in, just clear up my bench. And I'm going to just make sure that you can see with the camera. Let's just slightly bring you in like so. So out of a full bucket of scraps, I have this left, which I can easily make an arrangement with the oranges and blues. So that's what we have. And again, if I don't use everything, again, I will place them back in my scraps bucket. Right. First of all, because these are quite bushy, quite full, see some have come off, I'm going to see, there's one, a single one, see how many I've got. That's on its own, that's together with that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I could make one up with this one and make it into 5. I'm just wondering if I could take a floral out of here and add it to, oh my good gracious me, add it to this because there's no floral in. I wonder if I can pull it out. Oh, I can't pull that one out. Can I pull this one out? I may just cut it and just cut it down like so, and just grab these together and just place one piece of the floral with them. Now these are all wired, they're all on paperback, so just, you know, tidy up the paperback, the paper on them if it's loose. And I'm just going to get one of these stems and I'm going to just wrap it around to hold them all together. And I'm going to get a, I haven't got my glue gun on again, guys. And I'm going to place some glue just up here. Get my floral tape and place the end on top of the glue so it sticks. And I'm going to just go down and cover all the wires or are on show. So now that's lovely and neat and tidy. So that we have created Now here it's coming off again, so let's just tidy it up. And I'm going to get the glue again. I'm going to just place it right where the last stem is. And I'm going to do the same thing. So if you get any paperback things like this and they are, you know, the wires are showing, just, you know, cover it up, make it look neat. And that's another one. So I'm going to go through them all. Now this paperback seems to be coming off right close. So because it's coming off up here, I don't want all this peeling off. So what I'm going to do is maybe pull them out, take the paperback off where it's coming all off. It's just a little preparation that you may have to do if you have the paperback stems. Let me just put that end bit off. I can't seem to get that off. And then do the same thing. So just add them together. We'll place another one of those there. Let's take that paper off. Put that with that. And then bring that in on the opposite side because we've got one here. So take it over to the other side. I may actually attach that one to that. And then we've got our floral. So we'll bring in the floral and then we'll use the wire to just wrap around the stem just to hold them in place. And then we'll do it again and just add in a bit of glue right under the last leaf or floral, because that's where we're going to be placing the floral tape. Let me just get that. Stick it over the glue. And then let me just snip that bit of sharp wire off. And then just come down the stem. I much prefer to do it in this hand. So there's another one. So I may add this in with this. So again, I'm going to have to place a little bit more tape on. I will have to get another tape out because I'm right at the end of this one. So we'll just glue that on and go over that stem on there. And this is how you make your own picks as well. So that's 1, 2, 3. Here's another one. And again, that's a shorter stem. So I don't want to really cut this. So I'm going to pull them out if I can. Let me just grab another tape, guys. Oh, I nearly tripped. See, this one's a thin one as well. So because this has only got, there's a leaf missing on that one. So I'm just going to fold the top over. And then I'm just going to swirl, because the leaves, these don't push up. So I'm just going to swirl it around like so. And then we've got the other one here. I can just unravel it. 1, 2. So it seems to have 3 of these leaves on. So I'm going to pull one out and place that with that one. And then we'll come back to that. So again, we're going to place these together. And these, again, these stems are much shorter. And I'm going to just add that in the center, and then I'm going to add the flower in the center again, and I'll use another stem to just wrap around so they help, you know, hold together. So then I'll use a bit of glue again, and even if you've got floral or foliage, what you've got, the odd 1 or 2 in your scraps bucket, you can place them together like this and do the same process with it, and glue it at the top, and then place on floral tape to hold them together. And that's, you know, where you're creating your own pick, and you can do it with those as well. So now we've got, let's have a look, that one can go over here, bring the floral forward, and this is a smaller stem. We'll do the same here as well. Just add on a bit of glue right under the last stem, and that, place then the floral wire around it. So we have now created our 5 picks. Let me just take this glue off at the end of this. And we're going to place these in our wreath. Now at the top, let me just cut that, it's a bit long and sticking out. I've used a thin wreath. It is quite thin from the side. I do have thicker ones. Right, now I know on here that this one is quite full. I'm going to look if there's one what's similar. That one's quite full, and then that one's quite full, and these two are not as full. So let me just move those there. So where the hook is here, I'm going to place these in like, if you look at the your watch or a clock, and we're going to place them at certain times on your watch or clock. So with the fuller ones, I'm going to go 12 o'clock, and we're going to push that in there. Okay, you can manipulate your florals and foliage while you are going around. I'm going to use a smaller one as well, what's not as full. So I've placed it at 12 o'clock. Then I'm going to place it, I mean, I'm doing it this way because I'm, you know, this my dominant hand is my right hand, so I'm going to follow it round like that. So I'm going to place this one at around 10 o'clock. And this is the smaller one because it's not as full. Then I'm going to use a fuller one and place this one at around 8 o'clock. We'll go here. So that one's around 8 o'clock. And a smaller one. Then I'm going to go around here, which is at around, I'd say 4 o'clock. Thereabouts. So the smaller one will go around 4 o'clock. I'm going to follow the grain because I'm going all the way around. Oops. So that's 4 o'clock. And then I'm going at 2 o'clock. I'm going to cut this stem down a little bit. It's slightly too long. And then I'm using the fuller one. And I'm going to go at around 2 o'clock. And once you do it like that, then they will all be placed correctly and balanced out as well. And again, we can, you know, mix and fluff up the foliage as we go along. So that is our first foliage. Now I'm going to use the maple. Now I don't know how many we have. You know, when you've got scraps, you have to work with what you've got. So let's just have a look. Some may be longer than others. That's a longer piece. That's got 2 leaves on. Again, sort through them. That's got 3 leaves. That's got 1 leaf. And that's got 2 leaves. Right, so that's 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's got 3 on as well. So I've got 2 with 3 leaves on, 3 with 2 leaves, 2 leaves on, and then 1 with 1 leaf. So with the one with 1 leaf, I may not use that because I haven't got any more with that amount of leaves on. So I could cut one of the others down, but because I've got 2 of the 3 leaves and then 3 of the 2 leaves, it makes it 5. So I'm going to go in between here of all our florals. So I've gone for 3. Then I'm going to go for a 2. I think 2, 3. No, that'll work out wrong. So I'm going to go opposite with the other one with the 3, directly opposite at the bottom. Again, you just have to work with what you have. So I could place, oh mind you, I can't because I've only got these. So in between here, I will go with a 2. In between here, I will go with a 2. Let me just turn that leaf around because it's facing the opposite way. And then in between here, I will add a 2. Like that. So that's what we've created going around. I will put that in the bucket. Let's have a look. I may bring the fern on top. So I'll hold back with the fern. Let's have a look at our olive. Right, looking at this, I've got 2 stems on here. So I'm going to cut those up. How many have I got here? 2 on this one as well. So I'm also going to cut these up as well. So again, we work with what we've got. So because I've only got 4, so I'm basically going to go here, 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 and here. So around, if I start this side, we're going to go around this area. And this is just filling it, those little gaps. And then here, oops, wrong way. Follow the grain round when you're doing a full wreath. I nearly made the mistake of not doing that. Oops, I slipped with that one. One there. And isn't this a fabulous way to use your scraps, guys? And then we'll bring one up here as well. So we've got those added in for our foliage, our background foliage. Now we have to work out what we want to place in next. I've got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's good. Let me just cut this off the main stem. So we've got 5 of these. So I'm going to place them where the maple leaves are. And I'm going to come on the inner side with these. And just have them like that. So everywhere you see the maple, that's where we will place these. I don't know what they're called. I can't quite remember. But I'm placing these, the stems more on the inner side and then just bending them outwards. Like so. Again, just put a bit of movement. If you feel that the stems are too straight, just bend them a little to make them more natural. So we've added those. Oops, one moment, guys. Somebody's here. Hello.
Hi, Doc.
Hello, how are you?
Not bad, thanks.
Good,
Okay.
thank you. Let me just move the camera back a little so you can see. It looks like I'm... Oops, my goodness gracious me. So you can see what I'm doing. So, this is some of my ribbon, guys, that I've ordered. Some of them. Right, now, you see I have the Fittonia. I could add the Fittonia with those, but then it would, in a way, you know, slightly clash because they're very similar textures. So we'll keep those aside and maybe add those a little bit later. I think with the, limonium. I think with the Fittonia, I may use those because they're a wider and solid leaf as filler foliage. Again, I do have, doesn't that look pretty with that? I do have the huckleberry. How many have I got? 6. So you can just add these in here. Let's do that. So I've got 6. So I'm going to go here. And these are push-ups, so I'm pushing them up to the top. I'm going to, because I've got 6, I've got to have at least 2 in a similar area. Now that's gone through, so let's put that there. It does look slightly autumnal with the huckleberry. And we've got one more. That will place in here. So we've added the huckleberry. Again, just give them a bit of a lift so they've got, you know, that volume. So we've added in our huckleberry as well. So let's have a look. I do have the hops. Let's have a look. 1. Let's take the small band off. 2, 3. Oh, I could make 4 because that one's got 2 on. Has that one got 2 on? No. So I could make 4. So I'm going to cut 1 off. So I've got enough to make the 4. So even if you just had 3, you could just place them, you know, in the triangular position. Have a look. Oh, that's got 2 on, look. 2. I didn't see that, guys. I may cut this one up as well. So it gives me 5. Or do I pull these off because the stem isn't very big and then place on one of my own picks? I'll do that. Then I'll have 5. So that's good. Let's just get that glue off. So now I've got 5. 3, 4. Oh, that's wonderful. So now I've got 5. I'm going to wait for those and I'm going to put in some floral. Now, they're not really huge heads. The biggest are these, so the irises. So let's have a look. This one's been cut down, and these 2 buds have as well. So I've got 2 buds and 3 flowers. So I'd do the same with these, and I'd do a floral and then a bud and do it like that. So I'm going to just sit that there. Now these are quite long. I wonder if I can pull these off. Yeah, oh, that's good, that's good. So we've got one there. Oops, sorry, wrong. Oh, so we'll do it this way. Floral bud. Oh no, let me do it the right way, in order. So then we've got a bud. Like so. Then we've got the floral. Then a bud. I know there's two florals next to each other, but again, it can't be helped, guys. It can't be helped. Let's just cut this down. Again, we're working with what we have. Oh, here's my cat. So we've placed those slightly apart. And because I'm wondering if these look quite nice with them. I don't know, we'll see. I think I may bring these poppies on the outside. So how many buds did I have? So floral. Right, I've got 6 florals and 2 buds. So I could bring the 2 buds in here. So with these florals, or the poppies, I could bring on the outer side. Oh, I just put glue on my finger. Okay, that's long. Put that down a little. So we're just going to put these for a bit of colour along the outside, and then one more. There, and then the 2 buds. I'll place one here. Just let it stand upright, and then I will go opposite. There. So let's just have a look. That's not looking too bad, guys. Right, I want to see what is in this. So we've got one white, 1, 2, 3 pinks. So we've got a bit of eucalyptus with a tiny little bit of a flower on. We have some little miniature cluster berries, tiny cluster berries. I've got another one there. Again, go through them. It's another one with cluster berries on. Now we've got one here with pink cluster berries. So we'll separate those. And then we've got a pink eucalyptus. Another one. And then a cluster berries as well. So how many white cluster berries have we? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I could cut these down. Some of them have only got 2 stems on. Some I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could cut some down and cut them in half. I know some then at the top will have 1, 2, 3. I need to make sure I've got a little bit of a stem so I can place them in. So we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I want to bring these on top. I'm going to stand up. I need to see above. So I'm going to bring these and dot these around on top. I can get it in. Crikey, this is a little hard to get in, guys. Oh, let me get the glue before it sets. Maybe find somewhere a little bit here. And just spread them apart so they come in. We will fluff it all up, guys. Don't worry about that. That's not going in there. Quick before the glue dries. There we go. That. This is a smaller stem. Usually I like to have at least 1 inch, but I haven't got that on here, so we'll just have to pop it in like so. And same with this one. Like so. So we've got our cluster berries in. Now I've only got 2 in pinks. So my idea is pull them off. unless maybe with just the foliage on, keep those, but the floral take off. And let's tidy this stem up and cut off all the unwanted prongs that are sticking out, which are these here, what I've just pulled off the floral. Cut those off, tidy them up. So we've got two of just the green foliage, and then we've got 1, 2, 3. I've got green foliage here. Let's stick that back on. Let me put glue on first. That would help, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh. So stick that on there. So I'm going to get 5 of my own picks, place those on in singular, so they can go then on the outer side. With them being like a pink, they would look lovely with the poppies. So they can go on the outside. And these two pieces, what I've just got the foliage, I may just bring these in the center, so I'll place those to one side as well. So we've got 5. So I'm just going to cut them down slightly because I don't want them sticking out too far. And we'll start. Let's start where our hook is, and I can see it here. So I'm going to go on the outer side, one there, one around here where this poppy is. Oops, let's just place that back in. So we've got those in around the outside also. Now we have 1, 2, 3. So we've got 2 pinks and 1 white. I don't mind that. So we're going to use, just tidy the stems up on these also. So I'm going to go pink. Oh, mind you, I'm going to just place them in. I can't really go pink, white, because I've only got 1 white. So I will place these in, just in pink, white, pink. That's all I'm going to do. I think once we start to add in some lighter tones, because these are like purples, you know, bring in a bit of white, you know, like the ranunculus, it will start lifting your arrangement up. Now, the limonium. Let's have a look at the limonium. I'm not sure about the birch. I think it would be too much. We'll see. I love limonium. Now these are quite, this one's quite long. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got an even number again. So if I place 4 on the top maybe, and then where I placed these, what I said would clash, go underneath them where they're not going to be directly, you know, mixed in with them. And same at the top, I don't want them to be directly mixed in, so I've got to look. So here it is here, so I may just move that slightly further along. I don't, and have that there. So if I've got 8, have 4 on top and 4 on the bottom. So here's another one. I know I'd like one here on top, so we could place one around here and then go. There's one right there. So if I just bend that down and bring this on the inner side in front of the iris and have it somewhere there. I'm just placing them so I can see. So there's one here and one here, so we'll go directly in front of here as well. I just place that there. So this is just basically you know, trying to use the scraps what we have. I don't think I'm going to use these, or I might do. I might just place those around. You see, you can do anything, guys, with these scraps. I just want to keep things out of the way of my cat. Right, let's get the limonium in. Now, if you wish, you could cut this in half and have 2 pieces from here, so you could spread them more. I don't know, do I do that? Oh yeah, why not? Why not, guys? So I'm going to change my mind. So I'm going to go, if I can get it in, just add, I may just add a few around here, and then whatever's left from these place around the outer side, maybe right underneath. So that's there. And this is just to give it a little bit of different texture. Cut that one in half. Let's take that one out. Let's just go here. Again, you can place in more by cutting them up and scatter them around. Oh, I've just cut that one. Oh, I haven't. I thought I'd just cut the limonium up. I've not, I've just pulled it off. So let's glue it back on. So and then we'll use just this one, and we'll just place this one here. So we've done that. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I have another one? I could have sworn I placed another one in. Maybe not. So I'm going to, with these, go under, so they're not clashing with these again. So I'm going to bring these underneath, right at the bottom. Let's just make sure they're sitting. Again, it just still looks slightly dark. But we will lighten that up. Again, I'm going right to the bottom of the wreath, underneath all the foliage. I don't want to go where that one is. Just like there, and then one here. So like that. So we've added those in also. I've got the hops, haven't I? Because I've got the white here. This is why I placed the white florals at the front, so I could then just pop them through the, you know, the front of the wreath, so they're seen. Apart from that one, I think I've done that one the wrong way round. But we'll bring it in, even if it's slightly a little bit of depth. Again, you have to go with what you have. So we'll just add that little bit of white. So our hops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to bring there 2, 3. I'm just placing these. I think I need to bring them around a little bit more. 2. Let me cut that because it's sticking in. Again, I'm just placing them, and then one here. That one's a little bit long here. Oh, well, we'll work with it. We'll work with it. So that's the hops in as well. And like I say, we've got quite a few of these white wild daisies, or wildflower should I say. And this will just give it that little lift, as well as the ranunculus. I may not bring these in, guys, because there's only 4. There's 3 pink. I could add the pink and not the white. But I love these little dahlias. I may add the pink, but I'm not going to add the white, so I'll place that back in the scraps. Got a few pinks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could bring these around the outer side with the poppies, so they bounce with the plum and the pink. They bounce off of each other, and they also, with the purple, they would bounce off the purple. So I could bring either those in on the outside. And let's have a look at the roses. See, that does add a little bit of different colour. You know, don't be frightened to put something together what you may think that, oh no, that doesn't go. Don't be frightened. It's great when you add something in and then somebody will say, oh, I didn't realise that colour would have gone with that. You know, it's great to get feedback like that. So we'll do that one. Bring that in as well. And also let some of your leaves fall into the centre of the wreath. It just adds that little bit, you know, of extra natural look. Let's have a look. Oh, I've just pulled a flower off. Oh my good gracious me. Let's stick it back on. There we go. And also, you know, place your florals and foliage all at different angles. If you want that, you know, that natural look. So we've got that as well. And again, don't forget, we've still got our fern that I want to place nearer to the top instead of at the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I've got 9. So I may put 5 on top, 4 on the bottom, or the opposite way round. So I don't know about, mind you, if I'm putting the roses in. Right, I've got these 2 left, and I'm going to place these in because they're just there. So I want to use these up instead of having these. They're like pine needle look. So we've got that one there. So we don't really want to go where there's already one, or we could place them on the bottom actually, and just bring it along. Get it in. One here, and then because I've placed this one here, I'm going to go opposite with the other one. I'm just lifting it up, guys, so I can see. There. So we've used those. They're out of the way. We haven't got to worry about those. And again, we've got our Photonia, we've got our Parfivoli that I've placed on picks that we can also dot around. But what I want to do is get some floral in. So I think white needs to be in first. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, I've got 5 heads and 4 buds. So I want to be placing some white up above. The buds I may bring round the outer side. So let's add in our white up above. I know we have the blossom here, but it is quite low down, so we'll bring something slightly higher up. So we have 5. We're just going to keep going around, and one more. Five. So there's our 5, and then our 4 buds. I'm going to just cut these slightly. So I'm just going to go one here on the outer side. Then I'm going to go, it's like north, east, south, west that I'm placing them. That's how we say it in the UK. North, east, south, west. Right, so they are in as well. Now we've got our little wildflower. I've got 9, so I could place 4 on top and do the reverse. I've got 5 here of the bigger heads and 4 on the outer side. So I'll reverse it and put 4 of these on top and then 5 around the mid to outer section. So 4 and then 5. So we'll cut these down as well. So let's have a look where we're going to go. Where there's white here, so I'm going to go. Do I go? I'm going to go here because there's not. I'm going to bring it so it's just slightly leaning outwards. Let's just give it that little bit of a movement. So 1. Add that there too. I can feel that one going through. There we go, 3. And 1 around here. 4. So we've got those there, and then I'll bring the 5 then on the outer side. Let's just get them all cut slightly down. So we'll start here. One. 2. I talk to myself, guys, when I do it. When I'm working and I'm not videoing, I do that. I go 1, 2. I just can't help myself. Push that one in there as well. So I'm just going to look on the back. I felt something I grabbed where a stem would probably come out. I can get it. Let me try that. I can't get it. That's a little one. Again, if you can't get to cut your stems off that are sticking out, just get your needle nose pliers and bend them back inside the wreath. Right, so they are in. I'm going to bring these on top. Where is the hook? Here. So what I'm going to do with these is just cut them down a little bit. I'm going to do one here, and I'm going to place these in the triangular position. One here, so then I can use all these up, and then one at the bottom here. So we've got those also in. Now let's just have a look now. I've got 5 of these ranunculus. I think they will look nice sitting here like that. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to just slightly cut them. So with the poppies here, so I'm going to go, how many poppies did I put in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, I've only got 5. So I'm going to want a little bit of colour showing, so I'll slightly tilt the head so they are looking like they're slightly sticking outwards, but not too much. Oops, I haven't cut that one. I think these were in on a bunch of 12, I think, if I can remember correctly. I bought them in quite a big bunches. And then our last one we'll place around here. So we'll just go slightly under. Like that. So that's what we've done so far with our scraps. Doesn't that look pretty actually? It's very, I don't, what's the word? Trying to think of the word. That, I don't know. Is it like a rustic or, you know, something like that? It's got lots of textures. It's wonderful. Now I've got 3 of these. I don't really want to hang on to these just being 3, so I could just pop in, but you know, I know I've got a white one here, but just bring these in the center down here in a triangular position, because there's only 3, so we could use them up. I'm cutting the stems slightly smaller, so I'm going to go in between these little dahlias, but bring it in near more to the bottom, just down here. Just get those in. So we haven't got to hang about, you know, keeping just three. I can get them used up. Like so. So you wouldn't even know. Now, again, we've got these. You see, when I say don't be frightened to use different colours, the pinks, the purples, the plums, and then like a light coffee colour, I think they were called when I ordered them. But just by adding that in with the pinks and, you know, the vintage pink, the vibrant purple, the sort of like a baby pink, then I've just put these three in what are like a peachy colour, and then you've got the white. Just by adding that in there, just adds that little bit extra pop, and then the rest is foliage. So I've got 6 of these. So let's get them in. And because I've got like all the florals around, I want to try and see if I can keep like the cluster of florals all together, if you know, if that makes sense, without spreading them apart too far apart, just so that you see like the clusters. I know there's 6, so I'm gonna just have to put one more closer to the other. So I won't, you know, space them out as far, but I'm placing them where the florals are. Or you could put 3 on the inside and 3 on the outer side. It's your choice, guys. It's whatever you may have on hand in your scraps bucket, whatever you've got, you know, just work with them and create something really colourful. Again, I'm going to go in here. So I'm bringing the roses slightly all closer to each other. Let's cut them both. So I've got 2 more, so one here and then one here, because we've got some floral around here. So we'll go in around here. Again, you don't have to have them all in this exact, you can stagger them and have like a zigzag if that's what you'd like, you know, one in, one out, one in, one out, and do it like that. I'm going to just do it like that. And then just by adding those little pop of different colour in, doesn't that look pretty? I love that. I really do love that. Let's have a look. As you see, these have got movement. I may not add the parfavoli. Let's have a look. Oh, I don't know. I love parfavoli. But maybe with this pop of lime green. So how many have I got of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, 9. So I'm going to bring one there. I'm going to place 5 around the outer side. I'm going above some of our foliage instead of placing these right on the bottom. They are in the middle section of the wreath. So with like the maple, and I think is on the bottom, this is above the maple. So we've got those on the outer side. Now I've got 4 left, and I may bring those, I think, inwards. I'm going to cut the stems slightly shorter. I'll save those, they're long enough to save. And then I'm just going to lean them inwards. I'm not having them coming in like that. I'm just placing them at an angle. So they're coming slightly in. And we'll have that there. Let me move that leaf so I can see. And then we've got that there. So I've used all those ferns as well. Now I keep looking at this birch. Oh, birch. And I think by adding a little purple around the outer side, if I have some left, so be it. I will be able to use it. So I'm going to go again with this one, just to give that little bit of a colour around the outer edge here as well. So where did I just place that one? Oh God, oh there. Let's go around here. Again, if you can use it up and it's going with the colour that you are using, you could save it and use it for another project, but I want to get it in. And I want to try and use as much as I can to get my, trying to think, my scraps down. So if it's something wispy like this and you think it won't look, you haven't got room for it on top, place it underneath. Now this has only got 2 on and this is 1. I'm going to place these 2 stems together. So one isn't by itself. We'll put that one there. And then we'll place that one with it there. Right, so that is in. And all we have left, guys, is the porphyroly and our Fittonia. Now, I don't know, there's a lot of porphyroly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, oh my gosh, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I could place 8 up above and 8 on the outside of those. We may as well use them. And then here, just bring 1, 2, some a little smaller. So let's get the smaller ones out. So I'm going to do the inside first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to cut these right, you know, really about a 2-inch stem. And we're going to use these for going around on the inside of our wreath. I've got these 4 little ones. I may just dot these around on top. And I've got 3 like that and then 2 like that. So we'll go under here. Oh no, 3 of each, I think. Gosh, I don't know what's wrong with me. I keep miscounting. So big, small. And one more. Like so. So we've got those in. I've got 4 of these and the smaller Fittonia leaves. So I'm just going to pop these in. Let's get some. And I'll place one here as well. So that is looking really springy, pretty, really pretty, spring summery. And also, I guess, with it having, you know, the darker tones in, you could leave it out for, you know, autumn. Because it's got the like a coffee colour in as well. So like 8 on top and 8 the bottom. So I'm going to just pop 8 on top. And this is just for movement. And what I'm going to do with these is go in, out, like a zigzag. So we'll start by going out. I thought I'd just pulled something up then. And I'm going to allow these to just slightly stick up as well. So you've got that movement. So that's in or out, sorry. I may need to cut them a bit shorter. So I've got about a 2-inch stem, approximately. So this is in. Out. And then in again. Oops. We'll fluff it up, won't we? So it's in. 1 out. Because I've got so many, I'm placing them quite close to each other.
Hello.
Oh, hello. You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a good day at work?
Not really.
Oh, gosh.
Probably not really, where did you?
Oh, well, you can tell me about it when I come in. So that one's out. Let's just bend that a little bit further up. And then the last one is in because that one's out. We started out, so that's worked perfectly. And then that one's in. So they are all in on the top. And now we're down to placing these other 8 around the sides. So we'll cut those. And we're just going to place them in. So we'll start here. And then I'm just going to keep going all the way around. Get that one in properly. And then everything that we took from my scraps bucket, get that glue string, has been used, apart from obviously the ones that I placed back in as we were sorting through. And there we go. That is our wonderful, wonderful wreath, using all of our, well, not all of our scraps, but our scraps. And that is what you can create, guys. Again, just go through and separate everything you have, and then place in what you think, what you've got the most colour of, and then keep picking up bouquet stems, place them with the colour choice that you've chose, and see if they go together. And let me get the hook part is there, and that is what we have created. Isn't that pretty? It's not, you know how some people go like the bright colours for spring or summer. This has got some bright colours in, like the purples, but the rest are more like a vintage colour, you know, like the plum, the coffee brown, the vintage pink, mauve, if you like, again the plum, and the peach, and the pinks here, and then just some white, what we had in the ranunculus and the wildflower, and obviously on this here where we've got the blossoms, what are attached to those picks, just what will give it that little bit of a pop. And then with our foliage, we worked with our foliage, and again, all I have left out of the one full bucket is, if I bring them down here, is just those guys. That's all I've got left, and this was full to the top. Isn't that fabulous? So that is how you would get rid of your scraps to make something beautiful and to keep your scraps down. I hope that helps, Bruce, and I hope that's given you an idea to create something, and other people, something really pretty and maybe rustic for yourself, or again, as I always say, or for somebody you love, or a customer, whichever it may be. That would look really pretty. I might put that on my door. You know what, guys, I've got one on my door that I changed about two and a half weeks ago. I may put that on my door instead. I really do like that. I love the colours, all the variation. And again, if like I had the coffee colour, if you have, say, like, I don't know, yellows, and you thought, oh, you know, that wouldn't go with it, and you've got something like, I don't know, like the pale blues to go with it, or then you could add in bits of orange, maybe because with yellow, a lot of colours go with yellow. So, you know, whites, you could even add some peachy colours in as well, guys. Things like that. But if you've got a lot of these sort of colours, pop them in, guys. And, you know, work with what you've got. Try not to go to your bucket and get some more out of, you know, fresh stems. Try and work with what you've got. I think that's, yeah, that's coming out. I didn't push that in far enough. But try and work with what you've got in your scraps bucket. And if you're selling them, you can still sell them, you know, because you've done the work. You've put a lot of, you know, of your time in to do it. So you can still sell them at the price, because these have cost you money. So you can still sell them at the price that you probably would with your, like your other wreaths. And I think That is lovely. And I definitely am going to place this on my door. And I think that's beautiful. So let me just place it on my easel. And the thing is, I've not got any more sort of like foliage that goes with this to fill in if there's any gaps. So for that reason, I don't mind, because seeing the grapevine, if there is pieces, oh my goodness, I need to get that hook on. I've been saying that probably for nearly a year. Hence the reason I had some larger leaves and I placed those in the centre, you know, some solid leaves, and I placed those in the centre so you could try to cover your, oops a daisy, your centre, you know, your wreath in the middle. I'm sure this stand has sunk. Sorry guys that the camera's moving. I'm just trying to get it so you can see. So there we have it. Isn't that pretty? I love that. I just love that. And again, like I say, I've added the coffee colour. I mean, it's not a dark coffee, you know, but it's more like I'd say a peachy, peach with a orange, like a terracotta undertone, but in the centre is the darker coffee colour. So, and even by adding a bit of these in, you know, I mean, they're pink, and I've added the rich dark poppies in, along with, if I find it, along with the huckleberry that's really deep burgundy. Again, I added those in at the front because I didn't want those on top. I wanted those just where you could see them popping through in different areas, just to add that little bit of a pop against the lighter colours. And I think that is good. I think that is so pretty. And what's something so pretty to have on your door? So Bruce, my darling, if you now go and rummage, go and get all your scraps out, and go and sit and go and create something fantastic, just like all of you wonderful people, have a go, enjoy, and be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself, guys, because I'm proud of you. That you know, you're creating beautiful arrangements. And like I say, we've got the mauve against the purple, rich purple, the white. We've also got the peach, and then you've got like the baby pink here as well. And like I say, the coffee. And then by adding little seed heads, if you've got them in your scraps, get them in, guys, because they add a little bit of extra touch. And I've also got them in the pink as well. So if somebody asked me what colour this were, I don't know. I don't know what colour I'd say it would be. It's more of, I don't know, is it like a rustic or vintage spring look? Something like that. But whatever it is, it's so pretty. So have a go, guys. Have a go and enjoy and have fun. And again, I've done this on a 12-inch grapevine wreath, and it's very slim. It's very slim wreath, and I've managed to get all of this in. And that from a 12-inch, let's see what it measures at now. From a 12-inch, 22-inch. So we've gone up 10 inches, guys, from the size that from it, the grapevine wreath. We've made a 22-inch wreath. So again, you don't have to have a big wreath, grapevine wreath or spruce to make something big like this. Because if you had like a bigger, like a 18-inch or 20-inch grapevine wreath, you would be placing in much more floral and foliage to you know, because it's bigger. So you're probably placing in double of what I've placed in here or thereabouts. So hence the reason I went with the smaller wreath, because I didn't know how much I'd got of anything. So if I went by going with a smaller wreath and then you dig out all your floral and foliage, you've then got lots, like you saw we had at the beginning, and it's filled the whole wreath without it looking gappy or anything like that. And if that makes sense, does that make sense, guys? Smaller wreath, you can make it bigger. You don't have to add as much in. But bigger wreaths, you have to add more elements in to make it, you know, bigger. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe, share and like. Have a go again, guys. Grab your scraps buckets and have a go. You'll be pleasantly surprised what beauty you can come up with. So I'll place that to one side. I'm gonna come and open a package with me, guys. I haven't ordered a lot of ribbon. I just wanted some polka dot ones. So I'm going to show you. This is the lady that ships from America. So all you in the States, you've probably seen this anyway. Yeah, it's all polka dot, guys. I wanted different colours. Right, it's the deluxe brand. This is the 7/8, and I have gone with the yellow and black, yellow background, black dots. Again, the 7/8 in the pink and white dots, 10-yard rolls, all of them. Then I've gone with the 1.5-inch black with white dots. Then I've gone with the 7/8 with the lime green and white dots. Oh, I don't want them to fall. And lastly, I've gone with the 1.5 with the hot pink and white dots. So I wanted to make sure I've got, especially like black is brilliant for Halloween. Even the green, can you imagine? Because on the opposite side, guys, I'm going to open one for you. Well, I'll open two. Let's have a look. On the opposite side, because they are fused, which basically means there's two ribbons sewn together. Look at the black and white dots. Brilliant for Halloween, don't you think? Don't you think? And then if you're doing, you know, yellows and blacks, the lime green has got a yellow on the back as well. Or what's that one? That's just pinks. You can have the yellow with the polka dots, what's just got black on the back. And the hot pink has just got hot pink. So if you're doing Halloween with blacks and pinks, there you go. Isn't that? And it is, I can never praise it enough, guys. The ribbon from America is outstandingly fantastic. You have exceptional ribbon and I love it. So they are my, I only bought 5 to start with until I see something else. She's been bringing in, I forgot the name of the brand, but I've been looking at those and they're more expensive, but if you like and you can afford, you will buy. I'm not saying I can afford them, you know, lots, to buy lots, because over here they are quite expensive. I think there was some about £47 for one ribbon. Some of them are only 5 yards as well. I can't remember the name. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial on how to create something beautiful with your scraps and whatever you've got, even if it's even numbers, you just go with what you've got. And I'm a true believer, guys, that by creating something with what you just have, you know, it can be a challenge, but it's also a good challenge, because then you know in the future days where you're creating other things and you've only got like 2 of something, you would know where to put it, and you could use 2, because not very often people are going to count how much you've put in, guys, but it will, it stimulates your mind to think about it. So I hope that makes sense. So have a wonderful day, guys. God bless. I'm going to go and put this on my door. I'm going to treat it first before I put it on my door. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And take care, good health. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, we've gone over 2 hours, guys. And the reason we've gone over a 2-hour tutorial is obviously we was going through our buckets to start with. So there's a beautiful plum poppy. There's our maple in a very light sagey green. And here is the fir. As you can see, the fir on them. What's that on my hand? And then you've got like your mauvey ranunculus. And then your little white cluster seeds. And then your iris here. And then your lovely, as you can see, it's like a very light coffee, a milky coffee. I'm going to say that, a milky coffee on the outside, but it's darker on the inside. Then we've got our hops, our little wildflower, our white ranunculus, and also our pink seeds here as well. We've got our fern, our Fittonia, I just moved that, our limonium here as well, our parfavoli that we've put on single picks, our lovely little dahlias as well. And then we also have these picks that came with all different, bit of astilbe and a bit of bamboo here, the bamboo leaf as well, and some of this, and also our birch that I sprayed purple when I did use it, and things like that. And then we've got our little peach wildflower here also. So and our oh my good gracious me, olives. That's it, the olive branch. So we've got that as well. And on the picks there is the blossom flowers also. So that's what we've used. I hope you like it, and I hope you give it a go. So all the best, guys. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye.